Hey guys, RivalBoss here, and today I have a very exciting video, guys, for you guys. It is a video about the Sega Genesis Mini, and it is finally hacked, and it is finally time to add some extra games to that little console. It doesn't have a ton of room on the console, but you can put about, 90 to 100 games on there pretty comfortable without any type of storage space or a flash drive or anything like that. So now that the first Project Lunar is released and it is pretty stable and not going to break your system, I'm going to show you guys real quickly how to install it, what it looks like, where to get the files, and then what it looks like after it's done installing and everything. So you can have yourself a really cool Sega Genesis Mini with lots of games on it. And then also real quickly, I'm going to some news. I've got one more video coming down the pipes. It's a HDMI to VGA adapter, VGA to HDMI adapter, I'm sorry. And that will let you play retro PC games on your big screen TV. So it's really neat because it was super cheap and I was super impressed how well it worked. And then also I've got two other pieces of news. I have been working on two images for you guys. The first one is a revamped version of my 1,000 subscriber image. And what I have changed is basically I've made it so I've gotten rid of a lot of the bugs where you would have to delete your own config. And it basically, when you put it on now, it will work and it will ask you for config setup. I've also gone through a lot of the ROMs and deleted ones that didn't work, refound the ones that do work, re-upload them onto the image. I also added some more games. It's basically just an all-around better image. So that's going to be coming down the pipe. I've also fixed a few bugs in there with the resolutions and stuff. But yeah, so that's going to be coming down. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to, probably in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I'm going to go through all of my old Google Drives. I'm going to delete the PlayStation Classic. I've already removed the link for that, the image, and I'm going to use those to host this revamped 1,000 subscriber video image, so everybody can have a chance to download it, because I heard that the BitTorrent was not working very good for a lot of people. So just to give everybody a good shot at this thing, that's what I'm going to be doing. Going to be releasing a video with that. The second image is a brand new image that still uses a lot of the old games, but I have added a whole bunch more. Has brand new art assets, and basically it's upgraded. All the back end stuff has been upgraded on this one, and I'm working on that, and I'm going to try to get that out soon. I know we're getting close to 2,000 subs. That is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support you guys have given me. If you like this video or any of the other videos, please like and subscribe. It's awesome and it helps so much. So without further ado, let's show you guys how to hack this thing. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Project Lunar website, Mod My Classic, and we're going to need the software. So as you can see, it's now in beta, and we're going to go down here. It tells you some of the cool features that it has. And such. It also tells you that it can support different types of what type of files it can support. It can even now support zipped files, which is pretty sweet. So basically, but you're gonna scroll through all this, and if you have any questions, there's how to use it. There's some tutorials like this one, and then at the very bottom there is where to download. And basically, you're going to either pick your 32-bit or 64-bit installer, depending on if you have a 32-bit or 64-bit computer. Most computers nowadays are 64-bit. Some of the older PCs will be 32-bit. If you need to look, just go to your properties in your configs, the system folder, and it will tell you. And then you basically download one of these two. Okay, after we click that icon, we're going to get a menu that looks like this, and we're basically just going to get two options. We're going to get install / uninstall, or open the game manager. We're going to click the install. At which time this image is going to pop up. It's going to basically tell you that the device driver the device driver was not found and it needs to install it. So then we're going to just basically click OK, and it's going to install the driver. You're going to see a little black box pop up and install. Afterwards, after that gets done, you're going to see this message saying, no console detected. You wish to start Project Lunar install process, and you're going to click yes. Okay, and next we have a menu that basically says, would you like to open our interactive how-to guide on show you how to install and use Project Lunar? We're going to click yes on that too. You don't have to, because I'm going to show you here too, but that's what I would do. Okay, now the next step is we need to get our Sega Genesis Mini, and we're basically going to put it to power on, okay? Right there. And the other really important thing you need to know is you need to get another micro USB cord. Basically, the one that comes with it is not a data carrying cable. It is just a power cable. So you will need one from like your cell phone. Is the best option if you don't have an iPhone or something. Like Samsung Galaxies and stuff use this. Any type of USB that is a data carrying one. So the next step is then you're going to turn it around. And by the way, this mod does work on all of the Sega Genesis Minis. This is the Asian version, but the Japanese one and the American one and the European one are all supported. So basically you turn this to on, and then you're going to press and hold the reset button as I plug in the power. So as I plug in this power in the back, I'm going to push down, and what you're going to see is you're going to see this little light flash, and that means you're ready to install the mod. So here we go. Plug it in, hopefully, wait. There we go. And you'll see I'm holding the reset, flash, let go of the reset, and you're ready to mod your console. So after the install process runs, you will eventually get to 100%, and it will tell you installation complete, just like this. Then just click OK, and it will take you back to the desktop. Now that we're at our desktop, we want to make sure the Sega Genesis is still plugged in, and we're going to go over here and click on the Project Lunar desktop. Double click that. So now that we're greeted with this after clicking on that desktop icon, we're going to get the install and the open the game manager. We're going to click on the open the game manager. And the very first time you open this up, it's going to tell you to back up your NAND. And it's going to tell you how to do it, but real quickly, you just go up here to Tools, then you go down to Advanced, and Export Backup. You're going to pick a spot to save it, and you're going to save it and put that in a safe spot. Okay, so now how to add games. We're going to scroll down a little bit. Maybe. Okay, we're going to scroll down a little bit. And as you can see, I've already added a bunch of games in here. But we're going to show you basically how to add one from start to finish. So first off, it's a little bit of also side info. It will also tell you how much more room you have. So I have 52 megs of 170 left. So there's about 170 on the Asian console. You can see it's the Mega Drive Mini Asia edition right there. The mod version is also shown. So we're going to basically click on Add Game. This will take us to basically the file, and we might have to navigate to the correct folder. I have a Genesis folder on my desktop, so that's what we're in. And we're going to pick a game. So real quickly, we're just going to add a real quick game. We're going to add Batman to it. Batman Returns, I believe. Let's do that. So we double click on the Batman Returns. That will come up with this screen. Okay, so it will tell us the game. It will also tell us what type of genre it is, how many players it is, and we can do the 6-player hack if it's a game like Street Fighter or something like that. We are going to pick our scraper source. I would just recommend going with the screen scraper, but you have two choices. Click on screen. Then you're going to click on Get Game Information. Now, every once in a while, this will give us an error because so many people are slamming it. This time it did not. We can choose what type of art we want. I would recommend double clicking this, because if you single click it, a lot of times this won't come up right away. It did, which is fantastic. Maybe they fixed this. You can select from generic, this is the original box art. You can also select classic, which it will take a minute here. It's thinking. And I guess that is the I guess modern is what we want. Modern would be red, I believe. It might not be for this one, though. This is an older Batman game. Yeah, so this one only has that. So we're going to show you a newer game real quick. And then you just click Add Game to add the game. You can also select which, it will auto-detect what region, or you can also select the region. But we're gonna add a newer game here. We're gonna add, what is a newer game? Let's see. We'll say Arrow the Acrobat 2. That should work. So it comes up again. We're gonna get information. And as you see, we get a couple options. We're going to click on the US option. And there we go. There's the red box art. They have fixed it, by the way. It was not working very good. You would have to click on it multiple times for it to change. But it seems like the newest patch, they have fixed that. Yeah, there's your AU, EU, SS, Mega Drive. That is pretty cool. So we're going to select our US version, right? And we're going to click Add Game. Bam. That's it. And so there it is. We can see that it is now on the system. And we're going to go down here to hit Sync. It will tell us that we have 52 megs left. So we're going to hit Sync. It will say, do you want to sync now? Yes. You'll get a little sync icon. And it is syncing. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take to sync, so I'm just going to take this time to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm going to show you guys real quickly what the interface looks like once it boots up. So we're all done syncing, so let's head on over to the actual game console and the TV and see what this thing looks like. Okay guys, so you finally booted the thing up. It's taken a little bit of time, and you finally get to this menu. So let me just explain a couple more things for you real quick. This is Project Lunar right here in the middle. This boots up and looks just like your Sega Genesis Mini. It's great. Over on the other side, you have Retroarch. You should know what you can do with this. You can do emulators and games and stuff. Some MAME you could set up and stuff like that. And then on the other side, eventually they're going to have Emulation Station working. It might even be working right now, I'm not sure, but you know, I'm going to use my arcade one up for that anyway. But you have seen this before if you've dealt with any of the arcade one up and RetroPie stuff. So real quickly, we're going to go back to the middle and we're going to hit Settings. And I'm going to show you guys two things. You know, I turned on the splash screen just because it's kind of neat. It says Project Lunar real quick and stuff. And the other thing you're going to want to turn on down here is toggle higher CPU speed. Now, I've been reading a lot about this, and it sounds like it's completely safe to turn this on, so it's going to be off. I would turn it on. It seems like it's a good core speed for this thing. It seems like it's completely doable, and it's not going to put very much stress on it. But I will say that, you know, anytime you overclock things, you can damage things. But this one seems pretty safe, but do so at your own risk. But I'm going to do it. So, you know, turn it on, and then you're just going to basically hit the start button to save, and it's going to restart. And I will show you what happens when it restarts here. Okay, so we let it restart and we got back to the main menu. Now let's actually see what Project Lunar looks like. Okay guys, so here we are in Project Lunar. As you can see, it looks almost exactly like the Sega Genesis Mini you know, HUD or interface. It has good music playing. I'm going to be talking over it, of course, but it does have the music playing. As you can see, I've added quite a few games on here. This is about as much as I would want to add. I mean, if you want to put they're going to support flash drives pretty soon and stuff like that, where you can just put a flash drive on there. But I mean, look how many games I already have. This is on internal memory. Do you really need more than this? This is like all the good like Sega Genesis games. I've got a whole ton of them on here. Put everything I want to play anyway. And you can do what you normally do with your Sega Genesis. If you've never seen this interface before, the Sega Genesis Mini interface is beautiful. It's probably the best of all the little mini consoles interfaces that I've seen. They put a lot of care into it. You can sort over here. I'll go to A through Z. You can sort by genre. You can sort by number of players. You can sort by release date, and back to A and Z. And then if you go on here, the other neat thing you can do is if you go up to you know, your year, okay, and then you go to your spines, you'll see you can go to the spines, and as you can see at the very beginning, they're all black, because that was kind of like what the old Sega Genesis games were. They were black, and then they started getting some blue in there with some black, and then they started just going crazy with the colors on the box, and then eventually they settled on, hey, we're going to make red boxes. And you'll notice all the newer games have red boxes, well, pretty much all of them. And then what you can do, I'll just show you, all these games even have the actual like little, they talk about the release date, a little bit of information about the games. It looks just like, so here's what the actual one looked like. Here's an actual game that was on there, and then we're gonna look at like a game that wasn't on any of these things. So we'll look at something crazy like, I don't know, what should we look at, guys? Let's look at Heavy Nova. Doesn't deserve our time, really. Let's look at Lightning Force, right? It's got like the release date, it's got a little bit of information on it. Pretty sweet. Tells us it's a shooter for one-player game. So anyway, we're going to end this video with a little bit of the intro to BattleTech, which is, you know, kind of in the theme of the last video, the MechWarrior 2. I figured we would open probably one of the best Sega Genesis games, in my opinion. It's super hard, but this game is super rewarding if you never played it. But anyway, so that's the Project Lunar. It's super easy to use, super awesome. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you liked this video and you thought it was neat, please like and subscribe. Check out all my other videos. I've got a ton of stuff coming down the pipes eventually. Thank you guys so much for everything you guys do. You guys are awesome, and I couldn't have even got to this point without you guys. Until next time, this is the RivalBoss signing off, and I will end on this awesome title screen. Until next time, you guys. Thanks.